This will only be a minute long, okay? Last year, they abducted my child in January. They took my child from the school, Department of Social Services, around 2 o'clock. Okay, now they abducted my child before the magistrate even signed off on the document at 4:30. Something's wrong there. Then uh, they didn't have a judge on standby for the parent's rebuke or rebuttal, and they didn't have the guardian ad litem on standby to oversee the situation in child's defense. They just went on a crazy woman's perspective of a conversation a counselor secretly had with the child for 3 months, cultivating this narrative of deathly afraid or something. I don't know. But anyhow, then she called in when she got the right narrative and had the child all kind of depressed the day I dropped him off. She called in a social worker. And the social worker, whom I've known for a long time, had not successfully been rehabilitated, but was employed by the county because the county has jurisdiction over these people. This girl, back in the day, got in trouble, but the county has the discretion to exonerate charges without the federal or state government ever knowing that the charge was presented, despite the overwhelming evidence through plea bargains and etc. of manipulation within the county. Now, the county has three people. The county has the school, or a group consisting of three branches: the school, clinical social workers, and the judiciary, all within the county's mechanism, going around and harassing. The haves go around and harass the has-nots. See, the has-nots might not have a good car, might not have time to go to school because they're working, might not in that entry-level position for minimum wage, going in a deficit for every week they put in. They're enabling corporations to build empires on their backs due to a forced economy of having to pay insurance companies and taxes appropriated through government manipulation into the free market is what they got. These contractors, and I'm sitting here waiting on this to download. I got to tell you, TikTok has been blocking my videos all morning because all I want is for the magistrate. No, I want all kinds of changes, but the main thing we need to take away from this video today, the one thing, I won't wrap it up, is that there needs to be a judge on standby. They're not above being on standby for the parents' rebuke. And if they can't hang around till after school, the day that the social services, the blue collar human trafficking tool that gets grant money and incentives for abducting children on the county level from the federal government without checks and balancing from the federal government of what they implement and how they go about it and what shortcuts and what fictitious statements they breed to make this STEM state of educational specialists, mental health specialists, clinical social worker specialists, some kind of damn government ran monopoly on our liberties and freedoms to do anything, superseded by the state, the county, and the town, with the negligence of the federal government every day of our lives, and we got to stop it now. And if they can't give the parents a little bit more leeway to be able to speak their mind than this corrupt fucking blocked up shit that all the TikTok won't even let none of 5 little short 1-minute videos go. And the first one, yeah, it was harsh. And it was telling you motherfuckers you need to check yourself because I'm hitting the brakes. As soon as I can get the narrative, a conversation that's coming back and forth with different policies than what we've been chiseled into to make you guys fat, narcotic, lazy motherfuckers that's satisfied. Now I have to kind of roost because I got to go to compulsory attendance where these teams get direct access to my child for his first 18 years to manipulate him and force doctrine upon my child that is unnatural to his religious foundation of being a biblical scholar. There are like 5 main big old religions, and they all root back into the central thing. But if you don't read or listen or explore through documentaries, all these, and realize that how fine a line we all adhere to the same ethics, now established patent laws and established regulations force us to have commerce with third party entities every day almost. Every single day, you got to leave what you've accumulated. You probably got to buy a security system so you can do that these days. Leave what you've accumulated to go get somebody else some money. Whether it's a vehicle, you got to keep a vehicle all day. Every day you leave, it's $50. Yeah. Every time you got to go 8 miles, you're spending more money than you're going to make. And I don't even have a car payment, and it's still running me something like that. Now, they've stopped this TikTok video from uploading today 5 different times. They've stopped me because I speak up and I can't afford decent equipment, probably. In a state where they maintain a slave wages where people can't even afford to get a tooth filled or maybe buy a toothbrush or toothpaste or hot water and ability to constantly stay. You ain't gonna take a bath too cold. You watch your kids; they don't like take. It's because it's cold. Heat it up in there. They'll run in that bathtub. All right. Now I do have to get to work, and 15 minutes. And I did want my video to upload, but it didn't do it. My phone's stuck on stupid because they want it to be. Because they're not able to think openly, and I do try to get in there to where they remember it. I'm just trying to be remembered because we need to change the government policies. The way they've done these belt and roads, and the way they've done these interstate systems, and just bulldozed all the agricultural strength that got us so far ahead of the rest of the world that we were able to do the saving of the day that the UN should be doing now. We shouldn't have boots on anybody's ground, none of ours. But the UN, I mean, MPs, all them boys, none of them should be our boys. We shouldn't have one MP be an indigenous American citizen, naturalized American citizen. There's so much I can't just say it's not a reciprocal conversation. It's just blah. I'm trying to throw it out to you guys so it will make a mark, and it don't. But the county has too much power, and that is worse than what the federal government is doing with the spending by 100 times. Because look at the size of the county. Look at what they do. They move $3,000 into the county coffers because the kids don't have $3,000 to appropriate a proper living situation suitable to the county's best interest. Why is that option, if it's not suitable for habitat, option? Oh yeah, let's bulldoze it down. No, it's not yours. That's the thing that we've lost in this country. Bunch of people voting themselves to everything that's not theirs. The state don't have the citizens' right to liberty. The state and the counties don't have the citizens' right. Everybody has their own right. Okay, this county, yeah, you got a right to stay the fuck off my land. And if somebody takes something from you, let your neighbors know. That's the sheriff, and maybe you'll get it back. But other than that, unless somebody's kicking in your door, shut the fuck up. Now, runoff water, yeah, I think it should be kept palatable. It'd be nice to think that all the runoff water was kept palatable, but when you don't see any fish in the river because it's got this green death glow to it, well, you can take and clean the shit out of the water if that's the problem. But you can't clean the chlorine and you can't clean the chemicals that you're pissing through the system out. The hormones. You can't clean that out. So now we ain't got no fish because of the chlorine that keeps purifies the water before you drink it. I wonder, does a water fountain's water just go, yeah, I'm sure it goes up and then out with a bunch of chlorine in it. You know what chlorine, don't drink, no, don't fish near the chlorine fountain. Yeah, there's a lot of common sense stuff that the structure just needs to change. But the one or two things I pointed out in this video today wasn't allowed to post. And that scares the shit out of me every day. But I send my son to school. I want these two things play. Well, then publish it. I kind of get it. I'm not able to go to fucking work because you son of bitches won't post my video. I'm not able to go to work because this son of a bitch won't post my video to TikTok. Now listen, they abducted my child last year on from school, and then they called me after they abducted him. I run up to the social services building and I talked to the supervisor, said, well, where's the judge? I said. He said, it's too late for the judge. Well, then I left social services very distraught. I had my sister up there with me that afternoon. By that time, they said 7-day hearing. Oh my God, dude. I've been traumatized and terrorized, all confined within the county. The county has too much power with the school system. They didn't even have a guardian ad litem or a session available for the parent to go in front of the judge and the community and rebuke these charges. not able to go to work because this son of a bitch won't post. Finally, it has taken it. Now, that's where we're at. It won't make a video for shit. Now I've found the catch-22 and maybe I'm back on track. But the point is, every time I type up something, write it well. Every time I compose myself in the best of intentions, the devices, and they look for any little loophole that I haven't fortified against and exploit it. And we keep getting the conversation suppressed. Now I'm going to drop off my signature line here because there's a system that can mitigate and recalibrate every structure, starting with the dog catcher to the president, to better facilitate liberty and the freedom. Because this son of a bitch won't post my video. Is this thing done? That ain't all, man. All right. It does everything but want to post that video discussing that. Nobody wants to discuss it. I've been at it since Obama came into office. That's 7 years there when it's a great tool. Everything somebody writes is taken out of context. I try to speak videos, but the ones that I speak right and punctual and it's just the flow is obstructed. Every conversation I have with a representative is misconstrued to further their agenda versus the liberties and the freedoms that Benjamin Franklin spoke about. All right. I don't see enough of Benjamin Franklin in the structure because nobody adhered to his strict desire for freedom and liberties for his true democracy. That's what they didn't want. They wanted a buffer. And what we got is just purchase power. Well, nothing without the purchase power. Not one of these videos I made has been seen other than me just clicking on it, copying it, and pasting it for 7 years. Maybe one. It's terrible. Oh, let me open my window. It's one particular one we'll dig out. If you guys can do that thing there or not, but my video is about to load. It's at 69, 70%. I've been trying to make that video load all day. The first two were hysterical. The very first one was off the wall rage. But what is going on here? Look how they're slowing us down. Well, we don't want him to show the statistics of where we're blocking his exposure. We wouldn't want to do that. Let's not block his exposure. Oh, let's see. So we want viewed. Well, these don't really count here, do they? Because they're so new. I'm going to put myself in the screenshot way too much. Well, maybe everybody in the world knows my handle. Filter. Views. Value. 500. Where are they at? 0. Enter. Apply. We'll get close to it. Nothing. Oh, well, not that one. Look, that one gets all kinds of views, and that's offensive as it gets just because of the title. I don't know what the value. Okay, well, let's do the minimal. Minimal value. views. Oh, and this one. See, I see. Okay. Gosh almighty, man. Okay, let's go. $60. Oh, I got a few views. This one right here, 222 times. Well, it's finally gotten views. But I posted that sucker 140 times before it ever got any views. This one right here, Progressive Liberty System. Hey, I ought to just put you guys on a loop. Probably break in here. Compromise my setup. All right. That's all I'm going to do for you. I got to turn this off and go to work. I'm tired of it because it took all that time for that video to load and it wasn't even potent like the first one. The first one was awesome. Remember, I'm just trying to express and get down the thoughts that need to be adjusted. You need a guardian ad litem assigned to the child the first second. You need somebody to second guess these people. And it doesn't need to be facilitated through the county like it's being done. It's all a pyramid of little county people and micromanaging here and there. We need a national standard for transportation, bus routes, and we need to broaden a little bit of this stuff and make it more palatable and usable. Not just they're going to get up before the sun comes up every day and have this swimming in your head because you didn't never. I woke up when I seen the sun this morning and it was 7 o'clock. Now, on normal days, if it hadn't been a 2-hour delay, I would have had to get up before dark. And that just ain't palatable. We're going to change the system better because I don't want to be stuck here when it's cold, forcing heat into the environment when I can be down south drinking a margarita or up north drinking a Long Island iced tea in the city than forcing to sit here and facilitate a school that is so sporadic and agitating through January and February. Why do we not just take a vacation and go do some stuff instead of stay here and chill? Making sense. It's more expensive to stay at home in the winter than it is in the summer. And in the summer, there's work to do at your house so you can get ready for the winter. But that mean you got to sit in your house all winter if you just put a proper drain and then you're good to go. But no, there's a system that takes your child and holds them hostage to a system that's good, but not managed very well.